Hi there, welcome along to another workout for you to row along to. Look at this, the sun's out, it's mid-March, I'm in shorts and t-shirt and I'm outside. Isn't this amazing? Anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to do 24 minutes at 24 strokes per minute. And we're going to do this at 2k plus 12 pace. If you don't know what 2k pace is, then basically you do a 2,000 meter time trial, you work out your average time to cover 500 meters, and that is your 2k pace. Okay, so if you were to do your 2k in 8 minutes flat, then your average pace would be 2 minutes. In this case today, what that would be then is 2 minutes plus 12 seconds, and you would row the 24 minutes at 24 strokes per minute at a pace of 2 minutes 12. Hopefully I didn't go through that way too quickly for you, but hey, you never know. So today's going to be, it's a mid-tier, so it's going to be a tough tempo workout, but it shouldn't be one that's going to leave you on the floor afterwards. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit tougher, then what I suggest is don't push the pace of this. What I want you to do is you do the row, you do the cool down, and then I want you to do a 1 minute max effort row at the end. Okay, so that's where you're going to get your little bit of spice if you're wanting it. I don't want you to push the main 24 strokes per minute for 24 minutes, okay? Right, so let's get into our 4 minute warm up. Now normally this is where I point to the drag factor and say please check your drag factor, but obviously you're seeing the left hand side of my face and machine today, so I can't do that. But set your drag factor first. Then go to your monitor and set it at eye height so you don't have to look up, don't have to look down. And finally, the foot straps should cover either the bottom lace in your shoe, or if you're in socks like me, or regardless, they should let you hinge forwards nicely at the front so that your shins can get to vertical. Not past, not kind of unable to get there, but you should comfortably get to vertical, okay? Sunglasses on, isn't this amazing? Right, so 4 minute warm up. I'm gonna do it 18 strokes a minute, and I'll talk you through what we're gonna do, okay? So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now it's a warm up, so what that means is that you're not hitting the ground running at full pace here. You're just rowing at 18 strokes a minute, letting your body ease off, get used to it. Your muscles warm up, your heart rate goes up. You take a moment to just get your body moving. Once we're through the first minute, you start to think maybe a little bit about technique, but for the time being, just get rowing and get that heart rate up. Hopefully you've got an okay standard technique anyway, and it's only really a couple of pointers you need to think about. But don't worry, I'll be talking about technique and things during the main session anyway, so I'm not going to leave you hanging. What would I talk about? Van Halen, Dead Mouse and food, really. Okay, so we're into the second minute of this warm-up. Just make a conscious decision to push with the legs and try and think about the timing so that as you push with the legs, that's when you connect with the flywheel or the water wheel or whatever it is you're using on whatever machine you're using. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you that you should use a concept 2. You can do this on anything. As long as you put in the effort, it doesn't matter what you use. Okay, in 3 strokes time, we'll take 1 foot out to the straps. 1 more. Take 1 foot out, put it on the ground, and then continue rowing with 1 leg still in the straps. Now you don't have to have that foot still in the straps. You could take it out, which will make the swap over a lot easier in 10 seconds when we swap feet, but that's entirely up to you. You're a grown-up, you decide. Let's change feet. Of course, it is easier for me to do it in socks, so if you're still fumbling away with the straps, and maybe next time you could do the whole warm-up with both feet out the straps. Just be careful if you've never done that before. Don't want you to fly off the back of the machine. That would be bad. All right, 1 more stroke like this, and let's put both feet in, straight legs, and just use your back and your arms to continue rowing. So you swing over your hips, to generate power from your back, and then you finish by pulling in with your arms. And then the reverse happens on the recovery, where you send your arms out and rock back over your back, or over your hips with your back. Hip to be square. One more. Then slide to the front machine, straight arms, and just drive out lightly, not too far. All I want you to do is concentrate on that foot drive and the connection to the flywheel here. So you don't have to go full bananas to the back of the machine. It's just this little here, pick up. Okay, holding the right position, straight arms, and just catch the flywheel. Last one, full stroke. I just like finishing on a full stroke. Alrighty then, so you continue moving up and down the rail, have a quick drink, and I will go through today's session one more time. Okay then, so today's session is going to be 24 minutes at 24 strokes per minute, and your pace is going to be 2k plus 12. Now of course you can just go ahead and program in 24 minutes into your monitor, and there is no worry this time about us falling out of sync. And it's going to be available on the ErgZone app. Look for RA10 and it will have week 1 session 6 next to it, because this is of course session 6 of the alternative Redux version of the 2k plan. It works perfectly as a standalone session. Don't be scared, don't run away. But if you want to incorporate it into the 2k plan, then it works as week 1 session 6. Okay, so might as well just get into this. Put the sunglasses back on, strap yourself in, and then we can get into this. So 24 minutes at 24 strokes per minute, sorry, whoops, and at 2k plus 12 pace, okay? I'm now thinking, did I say 2k plus 24, but I'm sure I didn't. So 2k plus 12 pace, all right? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, regular viewers of this channel, which I hope there are some, will know that 24 is my favourite number in the world. Well, my favourite stroke rate. I just love 24s. There's something about the rhythm at 24 that it feels a little bit faster, but it's not so fast that you feel as though you can slip out of control. You know, it's like when you get up closer to the 30s, you can suddenly start to feel like you're spinning a little bit too fast. Don't get that at 24. Well, I'm overcooking it plus 10 right now. I better ease off, listen to myself about not pushing the pace too hard. Remember, I want this to be a solid tempo row to get used to working at that slightly higher intensity and holding it there. If you're doing this as part of the 2k plan, then session 2 in week 1 was quite tough. Session 4 was really tough. So after a bottom tier recovery session 5, this one just keeps the intensity up without draining your energy reserves. Remember, that's the constant battle, is making sure that you recover enough from session to session so that you have the energy reserves to complete the sessions at the right pace. There's no point pushing the low rate stuff, if that means you run out of energy reserves and can't manage the top tier stuff at the right pace. The slow stuff is designed to be slow. The fast stuff is designed to be fast, and you shouldn't really cross-pollinate. Unless, of course, the session calls for it. So, normally do 20 strokes per minute at 2k plus 18. But sometimes I'll say, really push this to maximum speed. But it's just sometimes, not all the times. All right, 4 minutes gone. I'm hoping you're nice and warm. Your body's loose and you're flowing from phase to phase of your rowing stroke. And you're not still a bit stiff and crumbly. I do think my lower back sometimes is a bit like the top of a creme brulee. How posh am I? Where's that kind of solid sugar topping? It just takes a few minutes to properly ease me off. So, now that we are nicely warm, let's just do a quick sit rep on technique. I'll try and fly through it today. Well, it's me. How much do I ever actually fly through any chat about technique? So, in case you haven't heard me just discuss the basics before, so chances it's your first time watching one of my videos and rowing along. See what I did there with the name? RowAlong. There are specific stages to the rowing stroke that have certain technique, positions and stuff that make it ideal from a energy efficiency point of view, as well as safe in terms of injury prevention. And they go from the catch here at the front, that's right as you finish sliding forwards and right before you start the stroke. That fraction of a second when you're neither forwards or backwards. That's the catch. Then, to start the stroke, is the drive. Then, you finish at the back here. Then, release. And that's when you put the handle away. And then, finally, there's the recovery. And that is when you roll to the front of the machine, back into the catch again. Now the first thing to say is that everything should flow from position to position. So you're not jerky from point to point, and ideally you're never stopped either at the front or the back. Now there's various drills that you do to kind of analyze your position, where you do slide into the front and then hold it and analyze what's going on. Same at the back, where you hold your position so you can analyze your posture and stuff. But for the main stroke, it's important to flow from every stage. It's a dance that you're doing with the machine. It's all about rhythm. Really what it is about efficiency of not only the force going into the machine, but also the momentum of your body. And that's best discussed when it comes to the release and the recovery. So rather than just pulling the arms in and then not thinking about the release and recovery, you use your body's momentum to help with the recovery. So as you pull in the handle, you kind of bounce it straight back out again at the same pace that you brought it in at. Nice rhythmic movement, so you're not jerking either at the finish of the handle or at the release. A nice in, out, in, out. And then that release of the handle kicks off your momentum shifting forwards. So as the handle starts to go, this is when you rock over your hips. And what should happen is at the point when your arms are straight, your back should be leaning in to a 1 o'clock position, and your hands will be past your knees. We're halfway through the row. Then, with your hands past your knees and that forward momentum of your back, your weight has shifted forwards. So all you need to do at that stage is bend your knees, and you'll effortlessly slide towards the front of the machine, ready for the next stroke. And that's all from using your body's momentum. It's not from yanking on the foot straps. So I won't do it today, but quite a lot of the low rate sessions I do them with my feet out the straps as proof that you don't need to yank on the foot strap in order to recover to the front of the machine. The same kind of goes for the leg drive too, where you want to get all the power into the machine from your legs before you finish the slide. Because if you get to the back and you have to tug on the foot straps to stop yourself sliding backwards, that's power that could have gone into the machine. But you have to get that power in the first place. And that starts off with the catch. Remember, front of the machine here, right before the leg drive. Right, let's pause my technique chat for a sec. How you doing? Remember, this is meant to be taking you up there. My heart rate is about 90% of my rowing maximum. Wouldn't be surprised if you were between 80 and 92 if you're holding the same pace as I am. I'm 0.1 of a second off my 2K plus 12, but I'll accept that, and it won't take much to push a little harder with my legs to get that back. And that is the point about power generation in the stroke, is that initially anyway, all the power comes from your leg drive. Okay, so into the catch, push, push. So you're pushing the machine away with your feet. So you're not thinking about pulling on the handle at this stage. You're pushing with your legs. That way you can worry about pulling with your arms at the end of the stroke and not wasting energy fighting your leg drive by pulling too soon. However, you also do need to think about a strong pull to a finish with your arms. It's not an afterthought, a lackluster limp. It's a powerful boom finish. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Get your elbows through. Nice and powerful. But missed out a vital stage. And that's your back. So in that catch position, you want to be leaning in to, well, as you're looking at me, 11 o'clock. So you're leaning forwards. If you were looking at me on the usual side, that would be a 1 o'clock lean in, but not today. So you lean forwards, and then as you start that leg drive, you hold that forward lean. And that is really important. Don't lurch your back backwards too soon. Hold it until about halfway through the leg drive. And then that is when you rock your body over from that forward to an equal backward lean. And that swing, even though you might not think it, adds in loads of power right at the point when your legs might be starting to fade, and then you top up that power with your strong arm pull at the finish. Whew. Less than 3 minutes to go. It's definitely well in the mid range for me. Now, the last thing to say, even though there's lots more I could talk about with technique, is your posture. When you're at the front in the catch, I want your shins vertical, so you slide forwards enough for your shins to be pointing straight up. But I want you up on your sit bones with your hips tilted forwards. So that should be where your forward lean comes from, not curling your upper or lower back. So up on your sit bones with a powerful braced posture. And then as you drive, it's with a braced core, braced arms, braced back, but importantly, not tense, just braced. And then you hold that position, swing into your backward lean with a braced core. And although your hips may roll back a bit, as you release and recover, that's when you roll your hips forwards again. 2 strokes. Last one. Whew. Whew. That was a mid-tier session, to be honest. These are the harder ones to talk through, to be honest. Bottom tier is easy. Most of the top tier stuff is so fast with recovery intervals that's okay, but holding tempo and talking, whew, that's where it does get tricky. But hey, enough about me. This isn't about me at all, it's about you, about making you fitter, faster and stronger. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just loading up a 2-minute cool down on erg zone. So much quicker to program the monitor using an app. Okay, let's get into our cool down in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad the sun isn't so strong that I've got sun cream on, because all the sweat has just run right into my eyes and I'm having to row with my eyes closed because it hurts. Ugh, now I'm getting seasick. Oh no. But if I had sun cream as well, I'd probably have to stop. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the first al fresco row of the season. Hopefully this will be the first of many, because as much as I enjoy rowing in the studio, there's something about rowing outside in the sun that's just great. Maybe it's just the knowledge that my neighbours think I'm a nutter. Could be that. Got new neighbours. Here's breaking news. The old neighbours, the noisy neighbours, they've moved out. Way. And we have new neighbours. Don't know if they're noisy yet, but we have met them and they're very nice people. So, but that's not going to stop them thinking I'm a nutter. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one today, whether you did it as part of the 2K plan Redux or just as a standalone because it popped up in your feed. It's a really good one to finish off the week. Take a rest day or two and then come back into session 1 of week 2. Now remember, although I'm giving these week 1, session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you want to do only 3 a week, and you can if you want, and just still work your way through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't have to drop any. You can just turn a 4-week plan into an 8-week plan. Consistency does make you a better rower. I mean, there's no real getting around that. The more you row, the better you'll be. But if you can only fit in 3 sessions a week, then I'd much rather you did 3 sessions than no sessions. So anyway, so I think I'm going to reuse a hashtag for today because it is our first alfresco row. The hashtag to leave in any kind of comments just to prove you made it to the end is, of course, alfresco. because this is just so nice. Blue sky. The sun, it turns out the sun's actually about heat as well as light. You forget about that in Scotland. I've said that joke before, but it's worth repeating. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Do hang around for more. Make sure and check through the rest of the channel. I've got well over 160 different workouts now. And any of them, whether they're embedded in a plan or not, work as a standalone. If you just want to do a 30-minute row, then just look for a 30-minute row, and it doesn't matter whether it exists within a 5K plan or a 2K or a 500 meter. 30 minutes and 20 strokes per minute is 30 minutes and 20 strokes per minute, no matter what you call it. A rose is a rose by any other name. Not that my workouts are a rose, that'd be silly. Right, anyway, I'm gonna have to go because I really can't see. I'm talking to you like this because all the sweat's got in my eyes. Oh, there you go, I can let you see my eyes now. Go. Do stay safe, do be well, and I will see you in the next row. Bye bye.